OMG, little kitty. So cute. Jinx. Are you good? Sorry, I just remembered a cliffhanger I've been left with for 3 years. Welcome back to the Peace Pod. We're so excited for Arcane Season 2, but it came out over 3 years ago, so today we'll give you a recap of everything that happened in Season 1. If you'd like to support us, you can check out our Ko-Fi. If you have any video ideas you would like to see from us in the future, feel free to fill out this Google form. Now, on to the recap. Enjoy! Okay, so disclaimer, we're kind of like teaching Liza this series because she's never watched it before. She watched the first couple episodes, right? Mm-hmm. But you don't really remember it, and also like a lot happens in the first season, so it's kind of like, so yeah, I figured we'd start with some of the characters. So,
but I will get on it, and I need to get on it.
Yes. And I think, especially with the second season coming out, perfect timing for you and anyone who hasn't seen it. And of course, you can watch this video if you don't feel like watching it.
Just although recap.
I think you should. Anyway, so the main character would be Vi.
I would say that she's not the most, but I would say she's definitely up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Vi. She has pink hair, and she's
liberal.
Yeah, she's a liberal.
And she's
is she a lesbian?
Voiced by
How did I know that?
Yeah, voiced
I've
by
seen an edit,
probably.
She has a sister named Powder. And Powder is also known as Jinx. She's Powder as a kid, and then she goes through kind of a traumatic thing by getting
Jinx.
She's iconic.
Love her.
She becomes Jinx after being taken under the wing of this character named Silco. And Silco is kind of like the main villain. Both Vi and Powder live in the Undercity, and Silco kind of controls the Undercity in a way. He's really, people on TikTok love him to a terrible degree.
And
like
his voice actor was on TikTok for a while when this first came out, and he's been kind of weird. I don't know, because he was responding to everybody. He was playing into like everybody finding him hot. And it's like minors underneath his TikTok.
Weird.
Talking about how hot Silco is, and he'd like making
the problematic truth behind Arcane.
But I mean, Silco's a cool villain. But anyway, so Silco kind of takes Powder under his wing, and that's how she becomes Jinx.
Freak.
Yeah, definitely freak. And he's
You're
like,
just a Jinx.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, I'm your.
That's what Vi said. That's what Vi said to Powder.
Literally the same vibes there, except it like sent Powder into a spiral. She's very mentally not there ever, but that like fully changes something in her mind. Another character, Caitlyn. Caitlyn is
blue-haired leftist.
Yes, another. She's dark blue-haired leftist, but she's
an enforcer.
She's an enforcer because she lives in the top side, is what they call it. But the city's called
Piltover.
Okay.
And she's British for some reason.
Piltover.
I don't really know why, but she is friends with this guy named Jace.
Caitlyn's mom sponsors Jace because Jace is an inventor, and so he needs like public funding or whatever, and so like.
And he lives on the top side as well.
He lives on the top side, yeah.
Okay.
And Jace
is a baddie.
He 10. And he, like I said, he's an inventor, and he wants to make magic more controlled, I guess in a scientific way, and then use it for progress, because I love that word in this show.
Yeah.
For
also,
progress.
magic is called Arcane.
Okay.
They're kind of like synonymous. That's why the name of the show, they said the name of the show!
And then Jace has a BFF named Victor,
who's also a baddie in Ohiten,
who is also dying.
He looks like
because he is ill from being, he was from the
radiation.
It's kind of radiation.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're both like scientists, they work together.
Yeah,
or I guess inventors is the better word. Yeah, they work together.
Oh.
But
they put together in the lab.
They do.
Oh.
Which is like, honestly makes sense if you watch it.
Are you about to freak you right now?
It's true.
In the lab.
But Victor and Jace, they're kind of like the second storyline besides Caitlyn and Vi.
Okay.
End up being their one thing. Okay. And then Jace and Victor end up being one thing.
Two plots going on at once.
Yes. And except they all become connected. Another big player is this girl named Mel. And
she's gorgeous.
Yeah, I love her. She's one of my favorite characters. She is on the council of Piltover, and Jace ends up joining that council as well. So that's kind of how they know each other. She like, because Jace and Victor are like working on magic and trying to like create progress in the city, they have to be overseen. So that's how the council oversees
Mel is
them.
like,
and Mel's on the council.
Mel sees the potential, basically.
She's like, she believes in them. She believes in their little
and
experiment.
then the last character who's a big player is Heimerdinger. And like, what is that?
Show her a picture. He's like, okay, this is definitely from the video game. Like, you can tell.
Well, they're people.
Yes, they're people, and they're like.
Heimerdinger is not a person.
He's like a little thing.
Okay.
I don't really know what he is, but.
And he's really tiny.
Heimerdinger.
But he's so cute.
He's like an old guy, and he's basically Shifu. Victor and Jace's. Yeah, he kind of is like that. But he's Victor and Jace's mentor, and he's very, very old, and so he's very wise, and he also is really small, like I already said, and he's on the council as well.
And he also, because he's so old, he knows a lot about magic and what it can do. So that's kind of like the basis of the characters and like how they fit into the plot. Because then a lot happens with those dynamics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's very exciting.
Yes, that is.
Meet
Also,
the cast.
I will say I'm going to totally spoil everything that happens in my part.
Oh yeah, this is fully we're gonna be telling everything that happens. Doesn't mean you shouldn't watch it though. Because there's spoiler territory and Liza wants to watch the show, it's just gonna be Mina and I for the last parts. I know it's very sad, but for the sake of Liza not being spoiled,
I'm just gonna give an overview. I'm gonna go kind of in depth, but not enough to where I would say that you shouldn't watch season 1. I feel like this is gonna jog your memory enough to be prepared for season 2 though. I'm gonna start off a little bit more in depth at the beginning. It starts off, we know that Vi and Powder are sisters. We see flashbacks of them during a battle when they were children that took place on the Bridge of Progress, which is in between the Undercity and Piltover. Powder, Vi, and their friends, Milo and Clagor, which are basically like their brothers. We see them trying to break into a penthouse on Piltover. Milo and Clagor like don't believe in Powder at all. Like, she's too young to be doing this. She's only gonna hold us back.
you're a jinx.
Vi totally believing in Powder though. So they successfully break into the penthouse, and then somebody tries to come back in, like the owner. We find out later is Jace. And Powder finds these blue crystals, and then when she's leaving, they explode the penthouse up. And it causes a lot of damage, a lot of ruckus. There's like enforcers that come. All the kids flee, and they're like, wow, Powder always messes things up. Like, this could have been fine, but now there's like,
Yeah,
we got targets on her back. Back in the Undercity, we meet Vander, who is the guardian to the kids, and he's also working with an enforcer and more of they're not supposed to be, but like she's got a soft spot and recognizes the fact that the Undercity is kind of independent in a way, or like there needs to be this peace. We find out that there's a big bad emerging, if you will, and his name is Silco, and he controls people by using the drug Shimmer to make them weird and strong, and then also just that being a drug that people get addicted to. In that way, he's controlling a population.
Yeah, keeps them.
But he really wants the Undercity to be independent from Piltover. So as I was saying, that penthouse belonged to Jace, and Jace is an inventor. He wants to make magic for progress, and he works closely with his partner Victor, who is from the Undercity. And that's important because Victor is very sick, as we mentioned, and he wants to
use that magic.
He wants to use that magic in a way
himself
to make him not die, because he is scared of dying in a way where he doesn't want to just be like a blip in the map. Like, he doesn't want to die before anything that he's done actually comes to fruition.
Yeah.
At the end of episode 3, Silco and Vander, who are brothers, fight each other, and one of the Silco experiments, if you will, is attacking Vander, and Powder and Vi get separated. Powder throws an explosive using that crystal, and it explodes. It actually works, but it causes a lot of damage.
Powder
Again. And like she like kind of almost dies. Not really though, but Vi gets taken, even though she was looking for Powder. They had this big fight too, because she was like, "You're just a jinx. You always mess everything up." Obviously, they're just very young and emotional.
Yeah.
But Powder is mentally ill and just doesn't understand that.
She takes it to heart.
Yeah, so Silco takes in Powder. It's pretty much the start of Jinx right there.
Yep.
Piltover is run by a council, and the main people that are important here, in my opinion, are Heimerdinger, which is Jace's mentor, and Mel, Jace's lover, as I said in
basically
my
the two
notes.
closest ones to
the two
Jace.
closest ones to Jace. On Progress Day, this is flash forward, Jace and Victor want to present their progress and their magic, but Heimerdinger is saying, no, it's too dangerous, it's not ready, like, you guys have something going, but like, yeah, we can't put it out in the world because the wrong people will get it and use it for bad.
Exactly.
Jace is very torn, but eventually he's convinced by Mel that they're ready. And Heimerdinger is too stuck in the past. So they vote out Heimerdinger from the council, and Jace takes his place.
And it's supposed to be honorary, but it's like, uh-oh.
But it's like, no.
we know, uh-oh.
And of course, Jace has pure intentions throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so, like, Mel also doesn't want to use it for bad either, but it's just, like, they don't know, like...
Yeah, it's inevitable.
Yeah, how dangerous this could be. Victor, he starts to, like...
use the magic on himself, and let's just say that's not going to turn out good.
No.
Quick bit here because a lot happens.
Quick grab information.
Some important thing, a quick grab. There's a group called the Fireflies, and they're trying to create a safe haven led by Echo, who knew Vi and Powder when they were young. Powder comes back, she's Jinx, like I said. Victor almost dies, and he pushes himself with the magic because it kind of ends up working. Like he does, like there's a scene where he's running that's like really cool
scene.
But he ends up killing his assistant, which is really sad.
Yeah.
Because she was in love with him and was gonna say, like, write, like, a love letter or whatever. Yeah.
No, that's so
Jinx
sad.
had explosions and overall hijinks caused Enforcer Caitlyn to look into Silco and uncover corruption in the Enforcers. Vi and Caitlyn fall in love, kind of. Like, they do, but, like, they don't really ever say they do, but it's so obvious that they do. Jinx gets jealous of Caitlyn and Vi's relationship. Vi cares so much about Jinx that she's like, Caitlyn, you have to get out of my life because I don't want anything bad to happen to you, but I love my sister so much.
Yeah.
So they kind of break things off. And we also find out that Mel has kind of a troubled past because she was disowned by her mom because she didn't want to be what her mom wanted her to be. She didn't want to be
a leader who was like corrupt.
Or corrupt, whatever. Her mother comes back trying to convince her that Piltover needs to build up the army and weapons thing. There's overall just like a lot of tension happening between the two sides, the under and the top city.
Yeah. And
at the very end of the season, the tensions are so high, but Jace is like, I want to make Zaun independent if we have peace. And Silco's like, wait, this is kind of what I wanted all along. So
yeah.
And he's also kind of conflicted by this decision. In the final moments of the last episode, Jinx kidnaps Caitlyn, Silco, and Vi, takes him to a makeshift dinner table, which has fake
this scene is crazy.
Yeah. And Jinx is mad at Silco for lying to her. She gives Vi a choice that if she kills Caitlyn, then Powder can come back and she'll sit at the Powder chair. But if she doesn't, then Jinx will sit at the Jinx chair. And Vi's like, I don't want to kill Caitlyn. Like, I love you, but I don't want to kill Caitlyn. Let's just run away together. And Jinx does not like that. Silco says that Vi is lying, and then Caitlyn breaks free and tells Jinx to surrender. She feigns surrender, but then attacks Caitlyn, knocking her unconscious. And in a fit of confusion, after Vi tries to tell her to wake up, Jinx kills Silco.
Crazy.
Yep. And
crazy scene.
As he's dying, she's apologizing, saying, I'm sorry, like, I love you, basically. And Silco says that she's perfect and would never betray her. Like, oh, I hate
no, because you're
him.
lying to the end. You're lying to the end.
And Jinx walks slowly away and sits down at the Jinx seat,
Chills.
cementing herself as Jinx forever. Powder's no more.
Gone.
And she takes a hex crystal and puts it in a large rocket launcher. Caitlyn wakes up. Can't stop her. It is too late. Mel removes her family ring and votes for Jay's proposal to have an independent Undercity. Echo and Heimerdinger are seen conversing with each other, happy that they're in the
Undercity.
And the Undercity will in like the safe haven the Fireflies will built. Caitlyn frees Vi, and the pair watch as the rocket sails through the sky one by one. Every counselor member votes to support Jace's motion. And then finally, the rocket crashes through the window of the council chamber.
The biggest cliffhanger. Biggest cliffhanger. Now we're going to talk about some of my expectations, our expectations for season 2. Just want to give a little preface on how the season 2 is going to come out. Act 1 is going to come out on November 9th, Act 2 on November 16th, and Act 3 on November 23rd. So this is like similar increments to season 1. So basically, I'm already prepping myself to be experiencing more and more cliffhangers because we actually watched the first season all in once.
Yeah.
This is going to be like, ooh, it's going to be cool. Based on the trailer, 1, the girls are fighting. Vi admits to Caitlyn that Powder doesn't exist anymore and only Jinx does. Basically meaning that it's kind of becoming a battle between them and Jinx. Another thing, martial law is being put into place in Piltover and it's in effect to like try reinforcing the peace because the Undercity is very rebellious and all that. Another thing, it seems like Jinx is going to be the leader of this rebellion against the top side and she's sort of like the symbol for them, although she says this line that's like, I'm ready to watch it all blow up or something, and it's like, that's very interesting. I don't know why we'd want her to be the symbol because she's crazy, she's unhinged, and I just feel like they don't know what they're getting themselves into. Another thing, there was the line, the Arcane is waking up. I was like, cold, that's ice.
That's ice. That's lame.
I was like, okay, wait, this has a name, but that's actually really bad because
magic can be really destructive.
exactly, and especially if they're using that in this rebellion.
And if most people don't know how to use it.
Exactly, it's just gonna end very, very poorly. This clip kind of went viral on TikTok when it first came out, but Vi seems to be fighting this, like, I'm assuming it's kind of like an underground wrestling thing.
Definitely.
And she has
She's
black
angry.
hair and makeup, and people were like, okay, what
she's
happened to this
drunk. She's
breakup?
drunk every
Yes.
night. What
Yes, what happened
happened?
to the breakup? Like, it got to
did
her.
they break up? I don't, because we didn't know if they actually like broke up.
Exactly, especially in the beginning of, like, within this trailer, there's montages of her and Caitlyn still, so it's kind of like up in the air about their relationship at the moment. One thing that was also very interesting to know, they do not show any council member at all or anything relating
they really
to
don't
that
want us to know
in the trailers or anything like that. So it's,
I guarantee they're gonna show like the first part of the first episodes, like just not gonna mention that at all.
no, I feel like it's gonna be like a flashback or something. So yeah, honestly, I'm super excited for the season, and the first season really set the bar of the show high. Like, we already know just like how well they can push the story and the characters, but so far it looks like the quality is gonna be holding up, in my opinion. The trailer looks really nice. I'm very excited. The animation looks amazing.
Yeah, they've spent so long on this.
And
new
honestly,
season.
I'm right now in this moment most looking forward to what the aftermath, what happened to the council. It's just they're not telling us at all. They're not even hinting at it. They were even putting in this like second trailer, they were putting in clips from like season 1 in it, so just like completely disregarding everything that has to do with the council. And I'm itching to know. And I also need to know, Caitlyn and Vi, what's the status of their relationship? Are they broken up? Are they together again? Are they fighting? The girls are fighting. And
I feel like Vi would probably want to preserve maybe not like her independence, but like she doesn't want Caitlyn to get
hurt.
harmed, and I feel like that
Yeah.
would cause the main rift in the relationship.
I agree. Also, like, Vi lives this very, like, on the edge lifestyle anyway, so, like, disregarding that Jinx is no longer really, she's trying to save her. Yeah, it's very interesting. Also, I think there's gonna be a major character death, more major character deaths this season, maybe one of, like, the main group of characters, so yeah, I'm very excited.
I feel like Victor's gonna come back and he's gonna be in that robot suit.
Oh yeah, like in the game?
Yeah.
That big robot suit? You know, that makes
Remember
sense.
everyone after the first season, like, y'all aren't ready, like, I'm like,
I don't know. I mean, it's fine. I believe that they can make it look cool, but
Very excited.